All right, welcome to the next kind of submodule for Module 1, which is on sheltered instruction and translanguaging and working with emergent bilinguals. So this will be kind of a video walkthrough. I'm gonna upload this PowerPoint that I walk you through as well, because there's gonna be hyperlinks that I want you to stop and watch and then write a little short kind of answer to through each step. So this will be included into your discussion thread as well that you make. So let's get started. So the first part is writing into the day. So this again will be the first part of your thread that you will add to our discussion. Is what challenges will you have in supporting emergent bilinguals who are still learning English? So what challenges do you think you're going to have if you have an emergent bilingual in your class and you're trying to teach content, but you also need to help their language development? So I want you to think and write on that for a few minutes and then prepare to share it on your thread. And I'll see you on the next slide. All right, so speed dating round 1. So if this was a face-to-face class, we would be kind of doing multiple group switching, so a big jigsaw, and then we would do this set of discussion questions, and we would get up and I would randomly assign everyone to new groups and you would meet new people. Kind of hard to do this online, but I want to just kind of show you how you could do kind of quick reading discussion activities that kind of get students up and moving, so they're not just sitting in their desks for 42 minutes to an hour and 20, which is quite exhausting. You want to get everyone kind of up and moving and kind of get the body moving around. So this would be round 1. So for your round 1, here are the questions that I want you to pose some answers to, and possible questions to your colleagues is: why is it harmful to not allow students to use their primary language in your classroom? Please don't do that. Do not have an English only policy. You are causing great harm to your emergent bilinguals doing that. So I want you to think about, why is it harmful? Next question: what might explain group work helping emergent bilinguals? So in the Science for ELLs, they talk about group working. What might explain why groups help emergent bilinguals, not only in the content learning, but also in their language development? And then the last kind of question I want you for this round is: why is cross-curricular collaboration with other teachers and content areas important for emergent bilinguals? It's important for all students, to be honest with you, but it's considerably important for emergent bilinguals. So think and write on these questions, connect it back to the reading, because these are discussion questions based off of the Science for ELLs reading. And this is speed dating round 2. So imagine that I randomly put you in another group, and you're going to have this set of these 3 questions from the Science for ELLs. But here are the set of questions that I want you to think and write on for your thread. In what ways does art help emergent bilinguals? I want you to then think and write on: what is receptive acquisition, and how might you assess receptive acquisition quickly in a lesson? So receptive language is all listening and reading. So listening and reading is receptive language. And so you need to quickly assess: are you emergent bilinguals understanding what you're saying, but also understanding what you are giving them to read? So you need to be able to kind of think in how you do that quickly. And then third question for your thread is: what are alternative assessments, and how might alternative assessments help emergent bilinguals? So respond to these 3 questions, connect it back to the readings, and you may possibly pose a question to your colleagues for this round. All right, Science for ELLs, speed dating round 3. So this is in the classroom. This will be the 3rd time we're moving around, getting into meeting new people. But this is kind of your 3rd set of questions that I want you to think and write on, that connects to the Science for ELLs reading. So I want you to think about: why is it important to consider non-Western scholars in your content and lessons? I want you to then think and write on: why do pre-service educators, that's all of you, need multicultural competencies? Why multicultural competencies are important, especially when you're working with emergent bilinguals. And then lastly, this is kind of toward the end of the Science for ELL, is they mentioned this pobrecito syndrome. So I want you to think about: why do teachers need to avoid this pobrecito syndrome? And so what is it? Why do we as teachers need to avoid this? It's really important that we don't fall into this pattern when we're working with emergent bilinguals. So think and write on these 3 questions. Again, you'll add this to your thread, and we'll move on to sheltered instruction. So sheltered instruction is this is from the reading, and I have links here. So if you walk through, I kind of have all, you'll just play through here. So I want you to play and then write just quick. These are kind of quick think. These are kind of like think, pair, share kind of questions. So you can just kind of quickly 1 or 2 sentences each one response for this video and also the reading. So if you click on the hyperlink, it should take you to a quick video, and it plays nicely. So we'll go back, and then you'll watch that video, answer your question. Once you're done with that, you'll click and watch this video. And this is a series of videos. This is from, she's a professor, a retired professor from Cal State Long Beach. Many books. Cal State Long Beach was probably the primarily program that developed sheltered instruction in the state of California, and they did a lot of professional development for me when I was teaching in California, but also were very influential in kind of how my master's program was in literacies and reading. So watch this series of videos. So you'll just kind of go through each video. Watch the video, do a little short answer, watch the next video, do a short little answer. It's like different parts of the sheltered instruction, so there's different, it's a process. It's not just a one-act play. Sheltered instruction is a process of lesson planning and pre-assessment and assessment and ongoing assessment. So I want you to get a good understanding of what this is, and then also connecting it to the reading as well. And then here is the next slide. You just kind of click through and get to each link. And then here are the kind of guiding questions after that I want you to quickly think and write on. Again, short, just 1 or 2 sentences. You don't have to like write a master's thesis for each of these questions, but I want you to think and write on these. These are guiding questions, and then also connecting it back to the sheltered instruction kind of reading. And then that's it. So, and again, you'll pose a question to your on your thread, and then you'll go and read through others' threads and answer their questions. Again, try to be equitable in who gets to see who you respond to. So make sure everyone's getting kind of equitable amount of responses. So it's just not the first person that posts the thread gets all the responses. Again, so do that, and then you'll eventually come back to your thread and see what responses were made on yours, and then you can add in the final kind of connections to kind of complete the pattern of curating and sustaining a dialogue through an asynchronous discussion thread. So next time, I want you to read and prepare for discussion on it's a PDF on instruction for English language learners. This is from Best Practices in Writing Instruction book that I use for my Comp 3030 class for English education students. However, I think this chapter is really important for all content areas to kind of see how we can support emergent bilinguals in the writing instruction that we assign our students. So it is there, and get prepared I'll have a walkthrough video for that, as well as another discussion activity in the next some month. And there will also be, this will be the kind of the bilingual case study activity as well. So I will see you in the next walkthrough.